Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, people of the podcast.
Hello.
Or maybe good afternoon. You might be listening to this in the afternoon.
You may be.
Or good evening.
Whatever time of day it is, welcome to the It's Not Just You podcast. And guys, if you're watching this, you may notice, wow, guys, where are you?
We're in space.
Where have you gone? Why are you in a big puffy chair? This chair is honestly divine.
It's great, isn't it?
To set the scene, if you are listening on audio, rather than sitting at our normal white table, we're holding the mics today and we're reclining on two cream chairs. Soph's now reclining. Guys, I've moved flat.
Woo woo!
And this is very much a temporary setup, but we are kind of loving it. Soph's on my beanbag, and then Soph very kindly has given myself and my brother, I live with my brother, a beautiful, what do you call this? Shirling chair.
Shirling?
Have you never heard shirling?
No.
You've never heard of it?
No.
Bro, you're the flipping fashion textiles person. This is shirling.
Oh, great. Good to know.
It's like sheep.
Oh.
Erling. I don't know what.
Sheep erling.
But it is such a comfy chair.
It's good, isn't it?
It's like solid, but
It's
comfy.
not a beanbag. It's
It's
like
a beanbag chair, but it's not.
It's not because it's not beans in it.
And it's heavy.
It's stuffing. It's
Yeah.
padded. So yeah.
But Soph wanted to sit on the beanbag, so she's on the beanbag, I'm on the chair, and yeah, we're just vibing. We're
Yeah.
out here vibing.
How's the flat move been?
Ooh, the flat move. It's all done. It's gone well. But what I would say is, it's just hard work. And I think I was saying to one of my friends the other day, it was incredibly physically demanding. And I wouldn't go to the gym and start lifting weights that were as heavy as kind of the boxes you're lugging along. But like my body's bruised. Like on my
Battered and
on my
bruised.
hip, it's all bruised and yellow. Like because
Gosh.
I smacked myself. Like it was just a lot of work when you're
Yeah.
moving yourself. We had some friends come and help. Soph was at a wedding. Otherwise, I'm sure you'd have been main
I was of
removal
no
woman.
help.
Which I'm so grateful for because, yeah, I couldn't have done it without them. It was very wholesome when you see your kind of friends just help you out, you know. And yeah, it was a big day, but it's done.
I was reflecting the other day, and it's the same for you. I've just realised, since moving to Birmingham 6 years ago, I've lived in 6 different houses.
Yeah.
You've lived in 6 different houses and
Yeah.
flats. That's just quite,
Ooh.
it's just quite, it's not very stable, is it?
Yeah. And I think it's
not very
It's just
settling.
quite overwhelming when you're like, probably at the end of this year, we go again.
Yeah.
Like, and
Not-
I guess it's one intense day for then a year of living somewhere.
I know, but I just kind of can't wait for the day where,
You've got a base.
yeah, and you can, decorate it and you can buy things knowing I'm not going to have to pick all this stuff up and move it in a year's time.
Yeah, I will say, yeah, it's a lot. But this is the first place I've lived in where I get to furnish it. There's no furniture here. Been finding some absolute steals on Facebook Marketplace.
Get on it, guys.
So, guys, if you know any just cool interior inspiration accounts or stuff like that, then do send them our way.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's been a big couple of weeks. Are you enjoying the new setup?
I am. Feeling very comfortable.
The new
At
flatty?
home.
At home already?
It looks quite similar, I guess, with the white.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we are in a different flat
It's nicer though.
if you're not believing what we're saying.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's jump in.
Let's go,
dive
baby.
in. Go on, Sophie, do the honours.
Okay. It's going to be fun, short and sweet episode today.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just you that gets embarrassed easily, that gets easily embarrassed.
We're talking about embarrassment today.
Ooh. I'm embarrassed. Ooh.
Yeah, okay. When you feel embarrassed, what sound does it?
It's like, ooh.
For me, it's like,
Yeah, that is, you
And,
make
like,
that
everything-
noise so much.
everything tenses.
No, for me, it's doo-doo.
No, that's more awkward than embarrassment. Guys, fun fact about Soph, anytime she feels awkward, like she will make this exact noise, this exact tune. And I've pointed it out to all our friends now and they all notice it as well, where she goes, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. Do-do-do. Like genuinely,
But I don't realise I'm doing it.
Yeah, she doesn't realise. And then as soon as I pointed it out, you must now notice.
Yeah, but I also, it's put me under pressure to not do it because now everyone knows that that's the sound I make if I feel awkward. Yeah. If I ever am in an awkward situation, I can't do it because people will know that I'm feeling awkward.
You might just feel your lips starting to go like, do. No.
It's like, why are you feeling awkward? It's like, I don't know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because there are some times where you've done it with me and it's kind of like, this isn't awkward. Like what? Like, or like mentally I'll be thinking like, oh, like, you know, because we're at a point where it's like we can just be silent and it not be awkward. But if Soph does it, I'm like, oh, she's feeling awkward.
No, but if that's the case, then I don't necessarily think that it's coming out of awkwardness. It's probably coming
filling
out
the silence.
But I don't even know that I'm doing it, so it's probably just more like a tick, like silence. Do-do-do. Do-do-do.
Yeah. Anyways, there are many things that we will do when we're embarrassed, and I guess the aim of this episode really today in the It's Not Just You theme is just to say, guys, like we all get embarrassed. We all do things that are a bit socially awkward or a bit just whack and you walk away thinking, what on earth was that? But we're here today to tell you it's not just you that does that. And therefore, where we sometimes deep these things, we don't need to deep them in the same way. And I am number one suspect for doing that.
Yeah.
I will deep something that was marginally awkward for days.
Yeah. You just be like, oh,
and like, to be honest, we both do this thing. And does anyone else do this where, and you do this as well, where it's like when there is a situation that is particularly just embarrassing, you just get flashbacks to it. And you literally
I've just had one now.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh no. What of? Can you share?
I can share.
Go on.
Oh my gosh, I feel sick. The flashback that came to mind was there's a time where I was having to read something out. You know what I was going to say?
Yeah. No, don't, because it's making my whole body tense up.
I was having to read something out.
In front of a lot of people.
200 people.
Yeah. In an intense moment.
In an intense moment. I hadn't read it before I got up there. And I was also reading it off a screen that was quite far away. And I just absolutely flopped. If you look up the word flop, it was just a definition of like, it was just coming up to words and I was like, I don't even know what that word says. So I was just kind of like,
Was I there? I can't remember if I missed that
I think
part.
you were.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Were you?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. That's probably the main thing that like every 2 months will just come to mind and I'll be like debilitated with like, I can't
Your
believe that happened.
Your whole body just fills with awkwardness. No, and I think it was about a sensitive kind of issue as well. So like, it wasn't
like a funny moment.
Kind of
it was a really serious moment.
Up.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
For me, it's more conversations. Like I'll just think about times, it will be as small as like times where I couldn't hear what someone was saying. And I asked them to repeat themselves 4 times and still couldn't hear. So then kind of made something up. And I'll just like, I don't know. They will come back to me late at night or in the shower. And I'm like, oh, like.
The worst is when you do that. So let's say someone's going, and you're like, oh, what? You've done that 3 times and you're like, oh, I can't ask them again. So you just go, yeah, haha. And they're like,
and it wasn't something
I asked you a question. Do you want peas or sweet corn with your dinner? And you're like, oh.
And for me, it's often meeting.
Can hear you fine now, can't I?
It's meeting new people where it's like you're trying to make it not awkward and like, I don't know, just all those kind of things where.
I don't really get it in those situations.
But like, let's say you mishear someone that you've just met. I find that particularly awkward. Or like, I don't know.
But I think in my head, meeting someone new just automatically goes into the bracket of like it's just not natural.
Yeah.
So I don't really care.
Which is this brilliant mentality that I need to grab hold of. You spoke about this in one of our last episodes.
Yeah. I'm very much of the thinking that yes, of course I don't know you, so why would it be a really great
Of course it's gonna be awkward, yeah.
Like, I'm not going to assume that it'll be awkward, but if it's not really free flowing and natural, then it's like, yeah.
Do you have like what is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you? I don't particularly have one of these moments, but I feel like you do.
You've never been embarrassed?
No, just like, I don't know. I just can't seem to recall.
Someone walked in on me in the shower and I was naked.
How old were you?
Probably like 11.
Okay, so you've not gone through puberty. It's still, I mean, it's still embarrassing. Can you just set the scene? Sorry, like, is this your dad, your mum at home?
No, stranger.
Stranger.
I was camping.
You were camping.
Yeah.
In public showers, facilities.
And I hadn't locked the door properly. Got flung open.
Flung. Not even tentatively pushed. Flung.
There's probably people queuing. You know, it's like people queue for the shower. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's not just like...
So what, there was a whole queue behind them?
I don't know. Try and block out those memories.
So were you facing...
I can't remember.
Or were you facing... Like, were they seeing the behind of you or the front of you?
Well, probably the front, because obviously if a door opens, you're going to turn.
No, but... Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. That is so... And what did you do? Did you scream? No, but did you just go, like, and cover yourself?
Hello.
I opened my arms wide.
It's those things are such... It's probably less than a second. In terms of, like, and also...
I tried to block it out as well.
I do have a bit of I was 11. This is over 10 years ago now. I do have a bit of a theory as well that those moments actually, I think, are more embarrassing for the person opening the door. Like, you've just opened the door.
I wonder what they did.
On an 11-year-old girl.
But I do think, like, it would be more embarrassing, let's say you were like 17.
Oh, yes, 100%,
At
of course.
At least if I opened the door and it was a kid, I'd be like really mortified, but at least it's like, whereas like when you're in those awkward teenage years as well, and you're going through puberty, it's all just a bit much.
Yeah. I've every time now I've been like camping and had to use a shower, I'm just like, I'm going to quadruple check that this door is locked.
It's also just such a kid thing to not lock it.
I thought I had though. No, it wasn't that I didn't think. It was that I thought I had.
Did you have like... No, sorry.
It was like a weird mechanism that I couldn't... Anyway.
So that is mortifying, to be honest.
Gosh.
Like I say, guys, I can't like pinpoint... And knowing me, it's probably because I've pushed them so far deep into
Have you ever like fell over in front of people?
Not that I can remember, but like I will have had, but also I think because it's such a regular occurrence that I feel a level of embarrassment.
Do you want me to tell you another one?
Do you have another one?
Yeah, just come to mind. Oh gosh. Okay. This is when I'm at uni. I'm at a prees. Probably do you know what I'm going to say?
This one is amazing.
I don't know if you...
No, is it when you're rolling?
Yeah. Okay. You do know what it is. At a prees, I'm in like first year. Probably had one too many drinks.
Which we don't condone.
No, we don't. One of my friends had one of those foam rollers. Don't know why, but I thought, oh yeah, let's have a go on the foam roller. So
to like roll out your muscles.
Yeah.
Like you put them under your
leg. I don't know why. I'm just probably attention seeking. Anyway.
Sports scientists be like,
this is how you do it, guys. So get on this foam roller. And like,
when you say get on it, you're rolling your leg. You're not I'm sat on it.
No. I'm like on the floor, rolling my leg back and forth on it. Not realising that I was wearing like a kind of strapless like bandeau kind of top.
So everyone's gathered round. So you sat on the floor in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And everyone's formed a circle around
not
you.
Not formed a circle. There's maybe like 6 people.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like the whole prees.
A packed party.
No. It wasn't that many. But yeah, literally like my boob was out. My top had come down in the midst of foam rolling. And I hadn't realised.
So you were sat on the ground, rolling out your leg with your boob out.
Yeah.
And did anyone say anything?
I can't even remember.
I just carried on.
Again, I've just blocked it out.
No, I think when I remember you telling me this, I think you said like a friend came over and went, so.
I mean, I hope so. Let's go with that.
Well,
I'm not going to stand up for them.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, carry on.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
So, yeah.
they're mortifying.
Do you need me to keep
and they
going?
both involve
And you can't
nakedness.
think of any?
They involve
Yeah.
nakedness. No, I would just
In my
say,
most
guys,
vulnerable state.
I would say I may not have had things like that happen, but what I will say is, which you don't do, is when I am embarrassed, there's absolutely no hiding it. When I say I go red, I go scarlet red.
So what's making you go red?
Anything that I find marginally kind of exposing or embarrassing, like even to the extent where, like, let's say in a meeting, I'm like asked to say something quickly, I'll probably flush up.
Okay.
Like I'll probably go like, it's almost just panic and attention being on me. If I haven't invited it, that literally just makes me so embarrassed. Like,
okay.
Which is actually just probably a deeper thing. But I just remember this one moment where I was hanging out with a whole group of people, and one of the people there like kind of just interrupted the conversation. And it was a really beautiful thing to tell me that they loved me. Obviously it sounds a bit weird, but like they
and
went,
in a
Rach,
non-romantic
like,
way.
in a non-romantic way, literally said, Rach, I just want to say, look me dead in the eye, like, I love you. And I think most people would probably find that a bit awkward in terms of how to respond. But I honestly, one, didn't know what to say, but like I went beetroot. Like all hot flush all the way up my neck, all the way over my face, my ears, everything, and just couldn't calm down and couldn't cool down. And what's so embarrassing about going red is you leave no hint of like mystery or like
no, I wasn't
everyone
embarrassed.
can see in that circle your face progressively getting redder. Wetter. As I start crying, no.
Yeah.
But like, I think that's what I find most embarrassing about going red. There's no mystery or disguise or like, I'm genuinely at times have been really envious of people like you who you don't really get embarrassed anyway, but like.
No, yeah.
And others in my life where like you just don't look flustered ever. Because even if like you're not going red, like you can look like a bit on edge or whatever, or start stuttering. And I'm just like, how do people just look so cool, calm and collected?
It's just a gift.
It's just a gift that some of us have and others
But
don't.
do you find yourself in a cycle of, I can feel myself going red and now I'm embarrassed that I'm going red. So
yeah.
I'm going more
and then
red.
someone goes, you're going red. Can I just say, guys, to help your friends out who do blush, don't say that. It's so harsh because they go even more red. And my brother, absolute culprit. Oh, you're going red. Oh, red. Look. Rach is going red. Rach is going red. Immediately 4 shades darker. Like.
Oh, Rach. I've not seen you have a hot flush in ages though.
Yeah, we call them hot flushes for me.
As in, I've not seen you have one in a while.
Sometimes, guys, if you are out there and you blush, just name it. That's what I've learned to do.
Oh, I'm
as soon
blushing.
as I can start myself going red, I just go, oh, I'm having a hot flush. Like I'm having a hot flush. And then everyone's like, ha, like you're going red, you're having a hot flush. And I'm like, at least I've named it.
True.
Anyways, we saw this post, guys, that we just wanted to quickly read out a few things on. Again, we're not really strangers, our favorite account at the moment. They uploaded a post saying, what's something really simple that feels really embarrassing to you? And the caption starts with, mine is running with a backpack on.
I did that today.
Did you?
Yeah.
For the train?
Yeah.
But like
most mornings.
And do you find that embarrassing?
No.
Do you not?
No.
Yeah.
If I saw someone I knew, then yeah. Like if I was running with a backpack and then someone's like, oh, I saw you running, I'd be like, oh gosh.
But to be honest.
But it's as in when I'm running and I'm like, I don't know any of these people.
But the way it swings on your back is just quite.
And you just can't run fast. And you because basically if you went into full on sprinting mode, you'd be like this. Yeah. But you've got to do you know what I mean? You have to kind of do this weird like, oh, I'm not running, but I am running.
Yeah. That is such a good one though. Like it's such a small thing, but I'm sure so many people find that embarrassing.
Yeah, if you see someone you know, it's just like, ah.
Okay, this is me walking towards someone you're meeting up with. Again, we spoke about this in our last episode. So helpfully pointed out that it is just always going to be awkward. But you know when it is like you're on the same road and they're really far that way. And like you look up, oh,
do you ever do it where you
what?
pretend
You're on
that
your
you haven't
phone.
seen them?
Oh.
Like you've seen them and you're like, oh, it's too soon to wave, too soon to wave. So then you look down for a little bit longer, about 2 seconds for,
oh, you're right.
hi, yeah,
Or sometimes I'll literally have my phone out and just pretend I'm like replying. Probably will be like reply to a text or something just to like, rather than eye contact
rather
from
than
that
2
point
minutes.
on.
Hi.
No, I've seen you. Yeah, hi. Oh. Okay, walking back after bowling.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, go me. And it's always such a weirdly long walk. Like you've bowled and then like everyone's just stood watching.
But it is also that thing of, okay, what there's like, let's say you go bowling with like 6, 7, 8 people.
Yeah.
All just watch. And it's like a weird view of like your bum, like crouched down and then, I don't know. It just feels weird, doesn't it?
If you're watching on YouTube, then you will notice that we are in a completely different setup in different clothes. That's because our camera died.
Yes.
But we enjoyed the first half of that episode, so we wanted to just continue with it.
And we were like, we can't be bothered to refilm the whole thing.
Yeah.
So we're just going to pick up where we left off.
We're going to pick up where we left off and read out a few more of these brilliant scenarios.
Hopefully you don't mind too much.
Yes. Okay, the next one is no one hearing a joke because you were too quiet.
Oh. No. Do you know what's actually worse in that scenario? One person, like let's say you're in a group of like 10 people, you say a joke, 9 people don't hear it, but one person does, and they kind of just look at you like,
and then
repeat it, and then everyone
you either
hears
have
it.
a decision: do you just pretend it never happened, or do you like start trying to repeat, like make, you know, when people make it into a joke, like, oh no guys, I'll go again. Oh, I'll go again.
Yeah, but then by that point, it has to be a really funny joke for you to say it again and actually get a laugh.
This one also makes me laugh. Going into a nail salon and talking in front of all the other customers.
Oh my gosh, that is so good.
That is so true. Everyone's listening.
I went the other week not the other week, like a few months ago, to get my nails done. And it was literally that. There's probably 6 girls all getting their nails done. And they're always really small shops. So you go in, like a bell rings or something. Everyone's head turns. And they always just ask.
But what's your name?
They always just ask in front of everyone. So what are you here for? And you're like, oh, can I just get like a gel polish? And then I don't know why. I always feel weird for what I'm asking.
Well,
or like I'm asking it in the wrong.
Like a bikini wax or something. I mean, it might just be a nail salon, but like, yeah, it's just the same energy. Like,
oh, it's quite pressurizing. Like, I remember one of the first times I went, and I was like, I don't really know what I'm asking for.
Every time that is me. I have to have about 10 looks at the colours. Like, but yeah, it's just, I think it's the same thing in any kind of waiting room like that, like doctor, surgery, dentist, like all those things where there's just people sat all watching you, like go and ask. Do you know what I mean?
Oh gosh, yeah. But that's a good one.
Crossing the road when a car lets you and you have to do the awkward run thing.
Do you know what's more embarrassing? is when you think that you're like crossing the road at the wrong time and it's actually on a green man.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like running across and it's like, it's literally on a green man.
Oh gosh. That is so funny.
And you have to look so thankful, like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for not running me over.
This one as well, being the only one holding an umbrella when it's raining. Like, you know, just like umbrella
I don't care about that.
I mean, neither really, but it's quite funny where it's like just suddenly being like, no one else has got their umbrella up. And it's not even raining, it's like spitting.
I don't care though, especially if I've like got my hair done a certain way. I'm like, I don't even want a bit of moisture getting on it, so the umbrella can stay up. Wasn't there one about like your windscreen wipers going faster than every other car or something? Again, I don't really care about that one,
but like it's just one of those things that when you don't really care about, but then I read that and I'm like, that is just so funny. Like when my windshield wipers are going faster than others during a rainstorm, you're like, why am I like being the most extra person on the motorway? Yeah.
Do you know what I've just thought of, which I actually saw more on like a ick list than a embarrassment, but it's just
running after a ping pong ball.
Yeah.
Oh, that was on there.
Like
there's nothing like that, or a rugby ball. Any ball that kind of bounces at an angle. Oh my gosh, the ping pong though,
The ping
where
pong
you just
ball, yeah.
can't pick it up, like it just keeps going or like keeps bouncing.
Yeah, that's horrendous.
And also when everyone's just stood waiting, like they're
No,
waiting,
yeah.
and like they're all just watching because they're waiting for the game. Like,
Yeah.
oh, or do you know, like, I mean, I guess these things are supposed to be like things that aren't really embarrassing. But I just started thinking about tennis then, just generally where someone can't really play tennis.
Why tennis?
Because I just think, I was saying this, like I went to play tennis with a group of friends like recently, and I was just saying like tennis is just one of those sports where like you are either good or you're not. Like you can either hit the ball and return it or you can't.
Well, I guess it's quite just isolated.
Yeah.
Like you say, either you're going to hit the ball or you're not.
Yeah.
Whereas
but,
other
but
sports, you
everyone
can.
tries. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah.
you're trying hard.
If you're playing football on a team, you could probably be quite bad and it not look that obvious because there's other stuff going on. Whereas it's like, okay, the ball's coming to you and you haven't hit it.
Yeah, and it's gone flying across the,
and you tried.
It's gone just so skew whiff as well.
Oh,
Like, it's
gosh.
just so... Anyways.
Embarrassment.
Oh, guys, what an episode.
What an ep. Thoroughly enjoyed this one.
So did I. I hope that listening to this, you're like, do you know what? It's just that little reminder of everyone feels embarrassed. Everyone does socially awkward things and thinks, why did I just do that?
Yeah. And before we go, we were looking into some of the like psychology of why we get embarrassed.
Yeah.
Nothing deep, we're literally just one Google search. But essentially, we just kept reading a few different things around how it's all to do with just not wanting to be perceived in a negative light and wanting to keep face and not think people deem you as a weird person that is, you know, not someone that they want to be friends with or know or whatever. But which is actually in some ways quite deep. Yeah.
Or essentially just trying to constantly project a put together image of yourself.
Yeah.
Or the best image of yourself.
And I think, to be honest, those things we spoke about at the end, like the small things, in some ways really prove that, because the stories we told at the start, like big embarrassing stories, which is like, of course that's embarrassing. There's no way that wouldn't be embarrassing. But the small things where it's like running with a backpack or chasing after a ping pong ball, it's like...
Everyone does it.
Well, it's just part of life.
Deal. Yeah.
But
it's still mortifying. And that's where you're like, why is that affecting me so much? Like,
just because we all just want to look smooth, put together.
But the reality is we're not. Like, we're actually not. And like, we all know those people in our lives who like will go to any extreme to basically like come across put together. Like, but they're not. Even those people are not. We're not. We're humans.
Yeah.
So next time you're there thinking, I am a deeply embarrassing human being and I'm just, you know, not put together and everyone else is, they're not. Yeah. They're literally not. And we've just got to start embracing being real and just, I don't know, being awkward. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm preaching to myself because I find it hard. But
and also, people are thinking about you way less
than you think. That's a brilliant piece of advice to end this on.
It's like no one else is
no
thinking,
one's going home and thinking.
Do you remember like 6 weeks ago when I saw Soph running with a backpack? Who on earth? And if you are, then that is just sad.
And like, maybe in the moment they're like, oh, that's funny. Look, Soph's running with a backpack. Low. 2 minutes later, it's out their mind.
Yeah.
And it's in yours for another 10 years.
Eternity. Yeah. So guys, let's just stop being so self-absorbed and just realise that no one actually cares about us that much. No. There we go.
Oh, guys, hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you had a laugh.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed our embarrassing stories. You know, we're really going to the extremes to try and expose ourselves here to make you feel like you're not alone.
Yeah. So please
send
us your embarrassing story so we don't feel so alone in it. But we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
On the next episode.
See you in our next episode.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.